Hi, welcome back. This is Wendy at Change Agent Careers. Today I'm going to finish with the second part of the two-part series on interview preparation. The first video in the series was on presence and preparation for the interview. And today I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to conduct yourself during the interview. And this is from the perspective of a conference that I attended with judges and lawyers. These were tips that a judge was handing down to new lawyers and how to conduct themselves in the courtroom. I ended up writing a blog post about it, and I thought, gosh, what a neat way to present the same tips to someone going on an interview. Because as you know, when you're in the interview, this is your one chance to shine and really sell yourself. So I want to give you a couple of quick tips from the perspective of a judge who, when you're the candidate being interviewed, I'm sure that the HR manager and the hiring manager you're sitting in front of often feel like the judge and the jury. So from the judge and jury's perspective, this is what they're looking for. Number one is, and I'm going to look at my notes, so if you see my eyes darting around, that's why. Number one is, this is the ABCs of presentation in the courtroom, and number one is anticipate. This goes back to what I talked about in video number one in preparation. Not only do you need to know what the role is and a little bit about the company, but you also need to anticipate what the questions are that they may ask you, and you sure as heck better be thinking about your answers and not wait until the interview to think about your answers. So number one is anticipate. Practice answering every question you can think that they would ask. And there are certainly plenty of resources online where you can find out more about interviews with those companies, a lot of bigger companies at least. There's a resource called glassdoor.com that you can find out a little bit more about their hiring practices and see what some of the questions are that you can anticipate. Okay, next is brevity. Be sure you answer by telling a story. I coach my clients on several storytelling methods. But don't ramble. The important thing for you to take away here is in order to really sound polished and have a really strong presence, you want to do a couple of things. You want to answer the question, you want to do it thoroughly by telling a story, and you want to have a very strong, powerful presence. You don't have a strong, powerful presence when you ramble. You sound like you're rambling. So the point is to prepare, anticipate the questions, prepare your answer in advance, tell a story, and be brief, right? Observe some brevity. Next is candor. The best thing you can do is be honest. Nobody wants to find out that you've lied in an interview or that there's anything untrue on your resume. That's the quickest way to lose that fresh new job that you just landed. But if you can't come up with an answer on the spot, and that's very real, it's very likely a lot of people have that nervousness and they have difficulty thinking of an answer. It's okay to say, gosh, I can't really think of an answer for that right now. But I'm certain that there's an example in my past. If I could respond via email, do I have your permission to follow up with you after the interview once I've come up with a good example to illustrate or demonstrate my capability or my competency in that area? Be honest. The best thing you can do is just be honest. Don't make something up unless they're asking you to make something up on the spot. Okay, now the important thing that I remind people on Candor is, and this is so important, please, please, please remember this. Think about it. You can tell the truth without revealing every detail, right? So you do not have to give this exhaustive, detailed account, providing every sordid little nook and cranny and every detail about the story. You can tell the truth without revealing all the stuff that's not necessary. So that's another thing that goes with brevity, right? Brevity means cut the extra stuff, answer the question, really focus on the best, most relevant and important points, and leave the rambling and the sordid details off your answer. They're not necessary and they'll probably not paint a very good picture of you. Okay, next we have don't panic. This goes back to being prepared and your body language, right? So when you are asked a tough question, again, sometimes there are these tactics that interviewers use to fluster you. Don't let them get the best of you. Don't panic. Just take a deep breath. Get control. Think about what you're going to say. Have a moment of levity, and then answer in a very calm manner. And if you can't come up with an answer right away, if you don't have an answer, or if you can't think of a good example, then just say, I can't think of a great example right now, but I know that there's something in my background that would illustrate or demonstrate, I've already said this, and ask to answer later. And clue, this is a great way to follow up after the interview and sell yourself just a little bit more. It's a tactic. We have ours too. All right. Finally is embody professionalism. If you have observed all the other suggestions I've given you above, then you will have successfully embodied professionalism. Always remember that you are a professional, and as long as you remember that and act accordingly, you really can't go wrong. All right, gang, that's it for today. Thanks for watching this quick video on the ABCs of your interview presentation. Stop back often. I post a new video every week. Please feel free to give me your feedback on what's working and not working, what you'd like to see more or less of. I'd love that input from you to make sure I'm giving you high quality, valuable content that you can use in your own career development. This is Wendy Nolan of Change Agent Careers. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please also visit my website, changeagentcareers.com. Click on resources and sign up for my blog. I post a new blog every week, and it will be conveniently delivered to your inbox every Tuesday. All right. Thanks again. I hope you have a wildly successful day.